This is a budget-friendly folding fat tire electric bike. Today we're gonna crack the box open, take a closer look at the parts, then we're gonna build it. Then we'll take it outside, run it up some hills, see how it does. We'll see how fast it goes, how fast it accelerates, what the brakes are like. We'll see if it can ride on the sand by the beach, and then we'll see what kind of range we actually get out of the battery. It's called the Heybike Mars 2.0, so let's get to it. It actually comes in a relatively small box. Here's what it looks like when you get it out of the box. Battery actually comes shipped not on the bike, and it is a relatively small battery at 12.5 amp hours, 48 volts, 750 watt hours of energy. What? Does that add up? Yeah, website has this thing listed at 600 watt hours and a weight of about 8.5 pounds. Yeah, I'd say that's 48 volts, 12.5 amp hours, which would be, yeah, 600 watt hours. It did say it can charge at 5 amps, but they give us a 2 amp charger. Fortunately, they ship it almost completely charged because if it was empty, 12.5 divided by 2 is 6 hours to charge from empty to full. And it's a beautiful day and I want to get out there and ride. So let's get this built. A little bit of red on the inside of the rim, 180 millimeter rotors, typical knobby tread on the 4-inch wide by 20-inch tall wheels. Spoke wheels compared to magnesium alloy wheels will help keep it a little bit lighter, which they say the weight of the bike is 75 pounds. On planet Earth anyway, it might be a little bit lighter if you bring it to Mars. They give you a little bit of suspension in the seat post, and here's what the seat looks like. Front wheel bolts on, and there is suspension on the fork. You get a basic open and lock mechanism. Plastic fenders pop right on, as do the folding pedals. Chainring has a guard on both sides to help keep the chain on there. Come on, stay on. There we go. You'll be good to go. 7 gears on the cassette. Derailleur guard comes installed. This giant rear rack does not come installed. Super easy to install. Taillight is wired into the bike. Motor is branded Heybike, 48 volt. We'll see what kind of power we're working with soon. Before we drop the battery behind the seat here, gotta pull on this little lever to get the seat out of the way. But if you're gonna be loading this thing up, don't put the battery on. Let me show you how it folds. Get a latch here. Fat tire folding e-bikes aren't particularly light, but this one does have a handle right here to help you. That's actually quite nice. Then you get a second lever up here to fold the handlebars. Handlebars drop down. Then you got this little piece up here, you set the whole thing down. The rack does get in the way a little bit here. So loading up 75 pounds, meh, it's not light, but you know, it's doable. So let's pop the hood, drop that battery on there. Of course, you can lock it in place with the keys. Handlebars have ergonomic grips. These are mechanical brakes, I'll show you in a moment. Heybike has an app. I've showed this app in a couple other videos. I'll drop a little link to it right up here in the corner and also down in the description of my other videos showing the app. We get a thumb throttle on the right, the same basic 7-speed shifter we see on like every bike. Let's power this thing up, see what it looks like. Basic display, battery sitting at 51.3 volts, so getting close to fully charged. You get 5 levels of pedal assist. I can appreciate they start you out directly on 5. Bluetooth is flashing there, looking for a connection to the app. We get distance, odometer, motor power. Nice, so it gives us our wattage output of the motor. So I always love to see wattage and voltage of the battery. The technical specs, max speed, average speed, and let's see what that light looks like. Oh, here's the light button. Okay, nice. There's the headlight on the wall. Basic little headlight up front. Tail light is actually very bright. It also works as a brake light. It flashes when I'm holding the brake lever. A little bit of safety built into this bike. Let's listen to the horn. Loud, loud, loud horn. Here's what a giraffe looks like on this bike. Seat is on minimum, handlebars are on minimum. I'm 6'5", inseam 34, just to give you an idea. Now with the seat on maximum, here's my standover height, pedal stroke, and handlebars on maximum, so the bike can be adjusted to fit a variety of individuals. They give us mechanical disc brakes. Should be fine for a budget bike. Let's spin the motor up on pedal assist 5. It's a cruiser, boys and girls. Let's go play. Right, dudes, let's go run this thing through the Taillight circuit. Let's go ahead and power this thing on. We might have to unlock the top speed here later. Sitting at 54.3 volts, so that's like 99% charge basically. Of course, we'll fire the Strava up so we can track our official distance. Get this screen protector off of there. We'll test out the pedal assist modes here in just a minute, but first let's run it up to 20% grade, see what kind of hill climbing power this thing has on its own. It's got a backlight display and it shows us our power output. Ready, go. Full throttle. I weigh 200 pounds. We're just gonna see what it can do on its own with no help pedaling whatsoever, just full throttle, 700 watts, 700 watts, 600 watts. So it's actually pulling us up to 20% grade on its own, completely on its own. Now, obviously, if you pedal a little bit and, you know, actually put in a little bit of your own work, it'll do a lot better job climbing this 20% grade. But regardless, you know, it's showing 1,000 watts of power. This bike's pretty powerful. Out here in the bright California sun, I can see the display just fine. If I put on my polarized lenses, it does not filter it out whatsoever, which is not actually common. A lot of bikes filter it right out with polarized lenses. Let's see if the throttle works on 0. Nope, it doesn't. Put it on pedal assist 1, see what happens here when we start pedaling. So it's giving us pretty big kick of power there. I saw 900 watts and it completely cuts us off since it is a cadence sensor at 8 miles an hour. Throttle will also hold us at 8 miles an hour. Bump it on to pedal assist 2. Boom, hits you at 1300 watts. I saw a spike there up to 14 miles an hour, 15. Pedal assist 3. Throttle only, hitting 1300 watts again, taking us straight up to 19. And you know, it's a folding e-bike. The handling is not the most excellent. Feels, you know, a little goofy. That's just every folding e-bike for you, really. Let's see how the gears feel starting out on pedal assist 1 or pedal assist 3 here. Man, this thing cranks up pretty quickly. And we are in gear 6. Gear set, top gear already, cruising at 18. So cadence sensor feels like this bike will be probably most useful at about pedal assist 3. Sorry, I meant to say 2, where you can, you know, this is like a nice, healthy, natural feeling cadence, 15 miles an hour in top gear, cruising at 15. Only pulling 200, 300 watts of power cruising. So I mean, if you ride it like this, you'll probably get pretty significant range. Even though it's not like the biggest battery ever, you honestly don't always want like a huge battery because batteries do weigh a lot. So you really just kind of want, you know, enough battery to get you where you want to go. And we'll test the acceleration from 0 to 20 here in a few, but let's try a few more pedal assist modes. Pedal assist 4 here, let's see what that'll take us to. So it is a cadence sensor. I'm just ghost pedaling right now, and there's actually a significant delay from when you start pedaling to when it gives you power. So with the cadence sensor, you don't actually have to put any power in. Unlike a torque sensor, you actually have to pedal. You know, torque sensors give you power based on how hard you're pressing on the pedals. Cadence sensors, you know, you can help it if you want to, but you can just... So this thing will top out at 20 miles an hour. Let's see if we can make this light, or there's no way we're gonna make this light. So it is mechanical disc brakes. We gotta let them bed in a little bit. They actually don't feel that bad. Usually mechanical disc brakes kind of feel like garbage. These ones are not terrible, really. So this bike technically ships as class 2 speeds, although, you know, 1200 watts is technically well above class 2. As I mentioned, Heybike does have an app. So let's see if we can add this bike. Network connect fail. Dang it, I need to get my actual active cell phone. All right, I guess I'll download it on my other phone. All right, there we go. Connecting right up here. Hopefully, connecting. There we go. Add, confirm. Nice. So this thing does have like proximity lock and stuff like that. Oh, there's what we're looking for right there. User top speed. We'll change that from 19.88 up to 28. One other cool thing on the pedal assist here is you can actually set your speed limits for each pedal assist. So those numbers I was just telling you, you know, you can change all that stuff. Say you only want to go 3 miles an hour on pedal assist 1, you can do that. So we'll bump it on pedal assist 4, hop out here in traffic and see what it does on throttle only. It's giving us speed up to 23, and then it reduces power. We'll try pedal assist 4 or 5 now. A little bit of downhill. We'll get out the GPS and verify the top speed in a few, but it is giving full power under throttle, showing 1200 watts, taking us up to 28 according to there. We'll verify in a moment. Yeah, dude, this thing has no problem just pulling 1300 watts continuous for a minute there. And the suspension seat post is garbage, but it actually is much better than not having suspension seat post at all. Not my first pick, but you know, running over stuff, it really makes a difference. So we'll test top speed verified by GPS in a minute, but first let's test the 0 to 20 acceleration. GPS in my left hand, ready, go. Full throttle, pedal assist 5, giving 1000 watts, 1200 watts, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20. GPS will lag a little bit. Respectively quick bike, you know. It's not really probably supposed to be a speed racer, but it's pretty quick, dude. And it's a pretty strong motor. We'll see what it's really made of when we test it out on the sand here in a little bit. But first, let's see what the top speed is. It's got a little bit of a tailwind here. GPS is showing 18, not pedaling at all. You can't even keep up with the pedaling at this point. 25, and it tops out right around 27, 28. Yeah, that's pretty much all I can do, 28. Time to put the brakes to the test. No, not quite yet. We'll test the brakes in a few. So we'll give it a test ride out there in the sand in just a few. But first, let's talk about the pedal assist lag. So we're on pedal assist 5, not pedaling, and power ramps on, nice and gentle. So it's not like abrupt. It's pretty decent. It ramps up, man. Once it starts ramping up, and it gives you the juice. Speaking of the juice, man, I'm hearing some juice over here. Let's go check this out. Hearing those engines rev from here, man. There's a straight up sport bike out here. This could be dangerous. Where are they at? I think we just missed him. Dude's leaving over there. Dude, this chick is throwing down, man. I'm having so much anxiety about that nice camera sitting right there as somebody who films a lot of stuff. All right, dudes, we missed the motorcycles. Let's go try this thing in the sand. Oh, there's a poppin' Sunday out here. Dude, I promise we're gonna go on the sand in a minute, but this guy's trying to fly, I'm pretty sure.
We gotta see if this is gonna work. Bro, I think he's gonna do it. I think he's gonna do it. Quick little range update. We are sitting at 49.8 volts, 6.77 miles into this ride. So about 60 or 70% battery. This is it, dude. This is it. He's going for it. He's gonna do it, man. He's taking off. He's gonna get some air, man. I might need to get out of here. Come on, bro. Fly, 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 fly. Fly, fly. Oh, they're gonna get tangled up so bad. I think I'm sticking to e-bikes for now, dudes. I honestly don't have super high hopes about this sand ordeal. So even though that suspension seat post isn't like the highest quality thing, it makes a difference riding out here on the boardwalk, honestly. Let's see if we can do this a little bit here. So 20-inch wheels don't really do the greatest compared to like 26-inch wheels. I should have downshifted a few gears here. In general though, it's kind of pulling it through. Giving about 600 watts, just, you know, it's just not really his forte out here. It can definitely whip a little bit here though, with no weight on it. Hopefully we don't end up with a flat tire from a splinter in this boardwalk out here. Everybody's out here flying today. I think that dude's about to do a flip or something. Dude, that does not look healthy to me. Oh my God, dude. My girl's gonna snap in half. We're working on it though. We'll be right back here in just a minute to test the brakes, but first we're gonna see if we can climb that hill. Okay, maybe not exactly there. We'll do the 12% grade right there. We'll be up by those people in a minute. It's 85 feet tall. I gotta say, man, this seat is not the most comfortable seat. I'm not loving it. Like we have a decent amount of traffic here coming into the loop-de-loop, but I will try and full throttle. Oh, there's a random bike. Full throttle. I'm not pedaling it at all. So yeah, pretty torquey bike, even bringing us up the relatively steep loop-de-loop section here, accelerating. And for the main section of the loop-de-loop here, let's see what kind of speed we can hit. Pulling 1200 watts, 14, 17. So a strong motor, it can pull some pretty serious wattage for a while. 1200 watts roughly there. Almost 1200 watts, 18 miles an hour. Voltage is starting to sag down to 45 under full load, but we are whipping right on up here, almost 19 miles an hour. Solid performer, Heybike. If you notice those little people up here when we were down there, we are those people now. Now being all the way up here, we're gonna need some brakes going down. So I just try that hill right there. So whipping down the California incline, in general, mechanical disc brakes just don't have as much feedback as hydraulic disc brakes, but these do have 180 millimeter rotors. They actually don't feel bad at all. They are perfectly fine for, you know, just a bike you're just gonna be, you know, not speed racing, but when you need them though, yeah, they got you. So we'll give it a hard brake from about 20, then I'll leave you with my final thoughts, and then we'll see the final range on this thing. So from about 20, yeah, the mechanical brakes just don't feel like excellent. They certainly get the job done, but they, you know, the hydraulic brakes, they just have much better feel in your hand, better feedback. The upside to mechanical disc brakes are though, you will have less intense maintenance when it comes time to do maintenance. With hydraulic brakes, you need to bleed the fluid every now and then, do like a more involved maintenance. Mechanical brakes, you have to like mess with like the tightening up the mechanical lever every now and then to slacken the line, but you know, it's not a speed racer bike. Glass on the ground, oh geez. All right, dude, just got a couple beautiful pictures here. Sitting at 47.7 volts, a little bit under 50%, I'd say. About 11 miles into this ride. So let's head back, see what the final range is, and I'll leave you with my final thoughts. Dang, look at these cars. That thing's sitting sideways. That one's popping a wheelie. The wheel is off the ground. So for one, the battery is kind of on like the relatively smaller side, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. You know, you're gonna be carrying around less weight with you, but you know, just be aware if you want something super long range, you probably want a bigger battery. Also, it's not like the most comfortable bike to pedal. What the heck, dude? There's like pole dancing going on here. It's not every day you see pole dancing happening out at the beach. So if you're trying to get a lot of exercise, you know, folding fat tire e-bike probably isn't the best way to exercise. Maybe that's a little better exercise. Just the pedaling position on this, you know, it's not the most natural. The seat on this is a little bit low for me. And actually, I have like basically not pedaled this bike at all, which is why we're sitting at 47 volts right now. All around though, the bike is pretty powerful. The hub motor on this thing can continuously, well, maybe not continuously, but it can It puts out 1200 watts, basically no problem. It climbs hills well. You know, it's no wired freedom, but you know, maybe if you're coming from something like a Jetson Bolt or something, this would be a huge step up. All around, you know, I'd say this is like a little bit above average folding fat tire e-bike. So if that's what you're looking for, grab one through the link below this video in the description box. It would help support my reviews on this channel. Might have a little discount code down there for you too. But let's head on home, see what the final range is on this thing. I guess I should mention the price on it. It is $1,200, which, you know, it's not really a bad price, honestly, considering it's basically, you know, an average, slightly above average bike. You can tell it's starting to lose its steam, 43.8 volts. That was under full load. At rest, it's about 46 volts and 18.25 miles, hour 34 ride time. I did not pedal this bike hardly at all, you know, maybe like 5% pedal, 95% of the time throttle. The way I ride, I probably end up getting about 30 miles on this. So if you're looking for a fat tire folding electric bike that can do about 30 miles whipping around like the way I did, this really isn't a terrible option at all for 1,200 bucks. If you want to grab one, buy through the link below in the description box. Of course, that would help support my reviews on TV. However, if this is not the kind of bike you're looking for, watch this video next. I'll catch you over there. Oh, look at this fancy ride. Is that Corvette?